Ooni's desperation to get whatsoever he wants from every single person in the palace of Ile-Ife has what has bothered him for not just a few years but for a very long time. Because he knows that the Oloris in the palace are so cunning that they can do whatever they please. They can do whatever is needed at any given time. Everybody knows that if you need to hold a grudge against these Oloris, you are doing you and you are doing yourself. Anything that wants to happen in the process, Ooni should not be involved, because Ooni understands that if exactly the Oloris are happy with whatsoever they are doing to hurt their own feelings, then it should be all on them. Because Ooni knows that if he needs to get anything at all for himself, he knows who to meet. He knows what route to follow. He knows how exactly he should sort all of his problems out. But when the Oloris are now bent on making it a whole lot difficult for Ooni, it is now that time for Ooni to stand up and say, no, this cannot even be possible. It is better he makes it good for himself than to destroy his whole reputation just because of one Olori or the other. So guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when and where you are actually watching us from. This is Royal Update TV, or bring you top gist from the entertainment industry and also from the Ooni of Ife Palace. Ooni's way of life is something that everybody tried to study. People always thought, okay, he was a Christian. Sometimes they'll say, okay, he's not what he is saying to be. Sometimes they'll say, no, this is not what everybody wanted. They wanted him to be the best Olori they could ever think of. So many things are going on, so many topics, so many things flowing around on the internet. But Oni understands himself as much as he understands every single person, because he himself knows that if he needs to get anything at all, he knows where exactly to go. He knows how exactly he should handle the matter. He knows who and who to meet in every single place that he will get it sorted out. He knows what to do. But making a very shocking appearance in the midst of most of the people of Ile-Ife is something that even the Ifa priest himself, he doesn't understand. Because right now, Ooni is now making some tough decisions for himself and also for the people of Ile-Ife. Not just because he wants to make it happen, but because he understands that there are some risk going on in the palace of Ile-Ife, that if he doesn't get it sorted out right about now, then the whole problem will be on Ooni's head. Because right now he's beginning to understand that if he needs anything at all, he should go ahead and ask the kingdom of Ile-Ife. And of course, if it is something that is providable for them, they will make sure it is possible. But when it is time for Ooni to make announcement on whatsoever, the Oloris are always adamant of making it happen for him. I mean, such lovely Oloris, always trying to make it happen for their own king. But when you get to realize that, well, these Oloris are not who they seem to be, that is when your eyes will open and like, so this is what Queen Naomi avoided. This is what she never wanted. That is when all of these topics about Ooni doing all of this and all the Oloris thinking of how they should do it, it is always coming up, because he himself knows that if he needs to get anything sorted out in the palace, he should do it all by himself. And bringing all of these things up, it is something that even the Oloris are not happy about, because they are thinking, why is Ooni always bringing in problem? Why is Ooni always creating all this problem for everybody? Can't you see that Ooni is not doing the things right? Can't you see that Ooni is not handling the situation well? So many things going around about Ooni, and Ooni, yet he doesn't have a say to it, because he knows that if he begins to talk now, they will use it against him. Especially most of the Oloris in the palace of Ile-Ife, they will use it against him. So instead of it happening to him, he should go ahead and find out who exactly is always creating this problem for him. And that is one thing Ooni has done every single time. Every single time and day. He has never given anybody the opportunity to do as they please, because he knows it is going to cause a whole lot of damage in the future. So instead of him making a whole lot speech about how it has been, how the Oloris have treated him, and how the things in the palace of Ile-Ife has happened to him, it is best for him to go ahead and find out how he should get it sorted out, because it is something he knows he can do, something he knows he can make sure it happens, something he knows that he can make sure if all of the Oloris are on the verge of making it happen for him, then he should go ahead and make it happen for himself too. Either ways, he's trying to find out who and who is always against him. Either ways, he's trying to find out how he should handle all of these Oloris continuously. So it is up to him to ensure everything is right until all of these Oloris break it apart. Meeting the Ifa priest was something that Oni never liked to do because he knew that it would be a disturbance to the Ifa priest and also a disturbance to all the people in Ile-Ife, because everybody needed the Ifa priest for one thing or the other. So as a king, so why would you come and meet them? So much things will come, so many things will go, and yet Oni will not have anything under control. Yet Oni still has a whole lot of things to do, and now they don't appreciate him for what he's doing. They don't even think of, oh Oni, you tried your best, let us help you do this and let us help you do that. It is a whole different case for them. It is a whole different thing for them because they never get to understand what is happening. They never get to understand what is going on. They all think of, oh, why is Oni always bringing all of these things up? Why is Oni always bringing all of these topics up? Why can't he do it by himself? Why can't he solve it by himself? Even a king needs helper every day. He needs someone to be there to make sure it happens for him. Everybody complaining that Oni is not solving the situation in the palace well. They are all lying. They're just trying to support the Oloris and say the Oloris are better off. The Oloris are doing this when they know that Oni is the pillar of that palace. If Oni is not around, that palace of Ile-Ife will not be the way it is right now, because Oni has tried his best to prove to every single person that this is what he needs to do. This is how he needs to do it. And this is how he needs to actually make it possible for all of them. Because if it comes to a point where as Oni has to decide who and who is always solving the problem in the palace, then the Oloris won't come close, because they already know how Oni has battled all of them, how Oni has solved all of this matter, how Oni has done all of this. In response to that, look how they are humiliating him. Look at how they are proving him to be. And yet Oni has no word to say because he can't go ahead and disgrace any of his Oloris. So guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.